Hi, I'm Dr. Karen January, and I'd like to welcome you to my podcast, LMNTM, Lessons Mama Never Taught Me. Hi, I'm so excited to be here with Miss Adrienne Alexander to talk about some of the issues that our young girls and women are dealing with today, and self-esteem, and I'm so happy to have you here with me.
Thank you so much for having me. I am honored to be here.
All right. You know, when I hear young ladies say, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, nobody likes me, I'm just out here, it's very hurtful. And we know that self-esteem is important because they want to be liked. Most young girls want to be liked, they want to fit in, they want to be in the in crowd. And we know that self-esteem is the glue that holds together how you think and feel about yourself.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, you can't go to the grocery store and buy it. It's not for sale. So how do we give this special gift to our young girls? How do we give them that self-esteem? Where does it begin? Where does it start?
I feel like we have to have a lot of conversations. Our young ladies don't receive everything that they need from the places that they need it from. There are so many opportunities for us to grow our girls and for us to feed into and pour into our girls, but those opportunities aren't always taken.
That is true.
So, peer pressure is horrible. I was just having a conversation with someone about social media. Social media is a gift and a curse. I'm so glad we didn't have social media coming up. Lord have mercy.
Where would we have been and how would we have turned out?
Oh my goodness.
I think my self-esteem would have been in the gutter.
And I had enough issues with the self-esteem because I haven't always had great self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
I had, issues at home, obviously. My parents were alcoholics and drug addicts. I was raised by my grandparents, which is the story of so many of us.
Yes.
And, so of course you feel like you're missing out. You're not getting the things. Because I always said my grandparents made a great home for me. They gave me everything I needed. Anything I wanted didn't matter.
Whatever you want, you got it.
Yes. If I wanted
Yeah.
it, then I needed to find a way to get it.
Absolutely.
But if I needed it, if it was a necessity,
then you got it.
Then it was there.
Basically, of course, as you know, self-esteem begins in the early years, the formative years.
Yes.
That's when it starts. And it basically starts in the home.
Yes.
Because that's the first place where you get your lessons and your teachings.
Absolutely.
This is where it all begins. So that's where we need to go. And we need to start also with building that self-esteem by letting our children make choices and decisions. You know how much that makes them feel like an adult when they can do that? And also when you start letting them make decisions and choices early, when they get older, hopefully you have laid that foundation.
Yes.
So when they're out, let's say, come on, let's go and have a drink. I got a bottle of liquor in the car. Hopefully they will have been making choices and decisions for so many years that they're going to feel good and responsible about the decisions that they do make.
I made a concerted effort. I have a 22-year-old daughter. She's my only girl, and she's the middle child. So I started early on, as a young child, like you said, I would always say, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. You don't have to worry about wanting a man to tell you that you're beautiful or needing someone to validate you.
Yes.
I always said, you are beautiful. You are so pretty. And always hug her. I'm a hugger and a lover.
Yes,
I love
absolutely.
up on my babies.
Well, we do that. We do that. We want to show that love.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very warm and loving and giving people. But I tell you what, who can raise that self-esteem up 100% just like stock? The father, daddy. That is the one that can really do it. And remember, he is the first admirer
He is.
of the daughter. And not only that, he's the first one that she has a relationship with a man.
Yes.
So he is the one that can really instill that self-esteem, make her feel
Absolutely.
good. And guess what? We need to know as women from our fathers, give us the 411 on the men so we know all the games that they're going to be playing. Daddy, let us know what to expect.
Right.
And he can plant those seeds of, self-confidence. He needs to let his daughter know, oh, you're so beautiful. Just like you said,
Yes.
you are perfect just the way you are.
Absolutely.
You don't have to settle for any of these scums out here. You can always do better. Don't we know? But he can also also teach us what men value in women.
Yes.
And also what how we need to carry ourselves. A lot of times a man can teach us better how to carry ourselves so that a man will respect us.
Right.
And, in fact, demand that respect. So that's very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. And also, while we're planting those seeds with the self-esteem, we also need to plant the seeds with the bodies. That's the other thing, that body image.
Yes.
And we have to refute the social forces that dictate physical appearance. We are shaped by social structures and attitudes.
Yes.
Absolutely. It seems like now we have become a body and food-fearing nation. We're so worried about the body. Oh, this doesn't look right on me. Oh, I can't eat that. It's too many carbs. I can't do that. So, and we're fixated on this beauty and youth. It has just taken us over. And society has painted this unrealistic picture
Very
of how
unrealistic.
young ladies and women are supposed to look. And I'm like, size 2? I haven't been a size 2 since 2 years old. So, we fall into that trap of believing, how we're supposed to look and how we're supposed to be. So how do we dismantle these destructive powers that are consuming our young girls and women? What do we need to do to let them know that, hey, these photos you're looking at in magazines, they've been photoshopped. These girls don't look, they have like 30 pounds of makeup on. You're not going to look like that unless you're hiring someone to do all of this stuff for you. So what are some things that we can do to dismantle these beliefs that you've got to look like this and look like that in order to be successful?
I think a lot of that is happening on its own lately. A lot of pictures that we see, a lot of social media that we see are people who you've seen them go through the process to get all those things done. But in the last year or so, we've seen these people go through those changes to get those things undone. We see K. Michelle taking her butt implants out, or you'll see other stars that are having implants removed, and Tamar Braxton, when she cut all her hair off, and it's like she didn't want to be controlled by weave anymore. A lot of it is just looking at the celebrities and the people that these our girls put on pedestals. Like we're looking up to these girls or these women, and these same women are now saying, okay, well, I regret this plastic surgery, or I regret these injections in my behind. And so you really have to pay attention and use those as a teaching opportunity to say, listen, you see, she had it taken out. So why go through the trouble and the pain of getting it put in?
And then to take it out.
Right.
But basically, we need to teach our young ladies not how they look, but who they are. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
We shouldn't be dwelling on, oh, I don't like that on you. Oh, it looks ugly. You look fat. Take that off. We need to talk about who you are as a person.
Yes.
Notice things that they do. Like if they're in the grocery store and they helped maybe an elderly lady put groceries in her shopping cart. That was a kind thing you did. That was a good thing you did.
Yes.
Or I saw you helping your brother with his homework. That was a nice thing you did. Acts of kindness. Point out things that they do to help build their self-esteem, as opposed to, oh, you look this way, you look that way. And besides, they're going to get enough of that from the outside world and society, how you look. So they don't need to hear it in the household. So anyway, ladies, mothers, they're so busy. I call them caregivers and the go-to person. Go to Mary, she'll pick the people up from there. Go to Mary, she'll cook the dinner. Go to Mary, she'll pick up the kids from soccer practice. But we don't think about our needs. We need to communicate, our needs to people. And sometimes you just have to it's important that you be a little selfish and think about yourself. What do you think about that? How can we toss our needs aside and take care of others? In fact, how do we get to the front of the line and push everybody? We used to call that button.
Yes.
You buddy. But I want to get to the front of the line
Right.
because sometimes it has to be about me. So as mothers and as young girls and women too, how do we do that? How do we take time out for ourselves? What do we need to do?
You have to make the time. I know as a single mom, when I had my older two children, I could be on my last $20, but I knew that I wanted to get my nails done. You always have to carve out that time and make sure that you are paying attention to you.
Absolutely.
Because if you aren't good, then you can't make sure that anyone else is good.
That is an excellent point. You cannot be physically and mentally there for someone else if you've drained all the energy out of yourself. How are you going to address someone else? So we need to decide, what is it you want to do? Do you want less stress in your life? Do you want to spend more time with family? Do you want to travel? These are things you need to discover what you want to do, and then, like you say, get it done, make it happen. And if it's not happening for some reason, we need to look back and figure out, okay, why is this not happening? And get it done. Because we need our energy as women to keep things going. We definitely do. Thank you for tuning in today. I want to thank my special guest, Adrienne Alexander. Please subscribe to my channel to see my next episode. Until then, love and peace.